Hey, what's up, Salt Strong family? This is Pat Ogletree, and in this video, I'm going to give you 10 ideas for gift giving for the angler in your family. Now, these gift ideas that I'm going to give you are not just random gifts that are sponsored by a certain company. Matter of fact, Salt Strong is not sponsored by anybody, but these are items that I use every single day when I'm out there fishing, and all of these items have had an impact on my fishing in one way or another for the positive, and I'd like to share those with you, and I think they're really good gift ideas. So let's go ahead and start out with our first gift idea, and that's going to be the low-hanging fruit of a new rod and reel. Now, every angler can actually use another rod and reel. You know, if you have one, you want all of them. You know, they're all a little bit different, but as a gift giver, it can be confusing on which one to give. Even being in the fishing community and knowing what you want, it's very hard to decide. So we've made it easy. We actually have the ultimate inshore fishing combo that includes the rod, the reel, the line that you need, pretty much everything except for the hook and the lure to go fishing. The next gift idea that I want to show you is actually a good pair of fishing shoes. Now, I've been searching for a good pair of shoes for a while now, and to be honest with you, I'm kind of cheap. You know, I didn't want to spend the money on it, but I actually settled on this pair right here. These are made by Huck. I believe they're called the High Tide, and it's a standard style that you see, and the greatest thing about these is it keeps my feet dry, which is a game changer when it comes to fishing. Now, even in warm climates, so, you know, I'm launching my kayak and, you know, I have some boat shoes on and they get wet. Yes, they dry out quicker than a standard, like a canvas shoe, but your feet are still wet for a long time. Now, with a shoe style like this right here, it actually keeps my feet dry all day long, and it really makes my day more comfortable. And instead of worrying about or having that thing in the back of my mind where I just, you know, my feet don't feel good, I can actually concentrate on fishing, and I really like these. They actually have helped me stay on the water longer. So the next gift I want to talk about is actually some good rain gear. Now, when you're out there fishing, there's very few things that can put a damper on your day worse than a downpour and you get soaking wet to the bone, and that is just not a comfortable feeling. And actually, it can be dangerous in some situations. Even in moderate climates, you can actually get signs of hypothermia really quickly if you get wet, so it's important to stay dry. Also, not only is it a safety thing, it can actually extend your fishing trip. So if you get that downpour, if you've got some good rain gear on, you can just wait it out and continue fishing. Now, of course, as long as there's no thunder and lightning, you know, this doesn't repel thunder and lightning, but having good rain gear can actually help your day out. And not only a good jacket, but also maybe a good pair of bibs. And along with those shoes that I just showed you, this is a great setup that's going to help you stay out on the water longer and catch more fish. So good rain gear, that's a great gift. Now, the next gift I want to talk about is a good landing net. Now, the one that I like is an Ego. This one is called a Guide Series, and how I came across this one is I was looking for a net that wasn't going to damage the fish whenever I was, you know, landing them. And I noticed in some of my videos and some of my pictures that some of the tails were getting a little bit ragged because the mesh that I was using, even though it was a rubber coated mesh, it was too large and it was damaging the fish's tails. So what I started doing is I started looking for a net that had a finer mesh, and it also was rubber coated. And one of our insiders gave us a tip on this brand right here. I purchased one and I absolutely love it. This is an Ego net. It's called the Guide Series. It's the S1 Guide Series, and it's got all the cool features that I like. It's got the thin mesh on it, the fine mesh, I should say, that's rubber coated. And this one actually has a ruler, as you can see, that's built into it, so you can actually measure the fish that's in the net. And one of the coolest features about this is it actually has a zipper on it, so the net itself, if that ever gets ripped, it is replaceable. And I can tell you this, it's actually really durable. I actually ran this net over with my truck, and that was probably about 6 months ago, and I'm still using it. This is a great net. It's made by Ego, but a good landing net is a great gift for your angler in your life. So the next gift that I want to talk about is a good set of pliers. These are so valuable. Now, when I first started fishing, I didn't want to spend the money on good pliers, so I always bought cheap ones, and I was going through them more often than I should have. So I finally, this past year and a half or so, I went and spent the money. I got some good pliers, and I'll be honest with you, I'm brutal on my equipment. I'm really hard, and I torture test these pliers. I've had these for about a year and a half now. I have never rinsed these pliers off, and they still work like the day that I bought them. So it's a good idea to actually buy some quality pliers if you're hard on your equipment like I am, and these make a great gift. So these pliers right here are made by a company called Cuda. They're really nice, but another company that is really good is Danco. They have a really big selection. They have everything from entry-level pliers all the way up to some really high-end ones and everything in between. So check those out. They're Danco pliers. So the next gift idea I want to talk about is a shallow anchor pin. If you're not familiar with what this is, it's actually a pin that we stick in the ground that will help our boats and our kayaks from drifting any further. They make these in all different sizes. This happens to be a kayak edition. It's 5.5 feet long. They've got them in 7 feet long, 8 feet long, and up to 10 feet long. And these are used to keep your boat anchored when you don't want to drop an anchor. When you're inshore fishing, sight and noise will definitely scare a fish off. So dropping an anchor in shallow water is a good way to scare fish. So we like to use these. Now, these are good up to boats to about 22 feet. Anything more than that, you really need, something like a regular anchor. But typically boats that are 24 feet long are not in really super shallow water to begin with. But if you got an angler in your life that's got a kayak or it's got a small skiff or a small boat, this is a great gift idea. This one is made by Stickit. That's the name brand, Stickit anchor pins. And I've had this one literally for probably about 5 years, and they're pretty much indestructible. Once you get them, you're going to have them for a long time unless you lose them. Now, the next gift idea I want to show you is pretty much for kayakers. If you got that kayak angler in your life, this will definitely make their life a lot easier, and that is the Sea-Tug kayak cart. I absolutely love this thing. And as I said, you can see it, this thing is actually pretty dirty, and all of these products that I'm talking about are products that I use on a daily basis. Matter of fact, I used this yesterday. I've had this one for 5 years. I've carried 4 different kayaks on it and paddle boards, and I'll tell you what, if anything happened to it, I would replace it again with the exact same thing. I really love this cart. It's called a Sea-Tug, and it's made by a company called Railblaza. And one cool thing about this is you can actually take this apart and put it in any one of your hatches in your kayak. All you have to do is you can just flip these little switches, these wheels come on, come off, and this whole thing will collapse. And another thing is it's fully adjustable, so you can actually turn these so you can custom tailor it to the hull of your kayak. And that's why I'm able to have the same cart for 4 different kayaks. So this is definitely a cool gift idea. Matter of fact, I actually got this from my wife as a gift probably about 5 years ago for Christmas. One of my favorite gifts I've ever got. So the next gift that I want to talk about is something that, again, it's one of those low-hanging fruit things, and that is lures. Every fisherman loves to have their set of lures, but again, as a gift buyer, unless you know exactly what they want, it's kind of hard to pick out. But we have something that's going to make it really easy for you. It works on all inshore species and even some freshwater species too, and that is the Ultimate Inshore Tackle Bundle. So you can go to fishstrong.com where we have that, and it has everything that you need to get started fishing with artificial lures inshore. It's got your lures, it's got your rigging hooks, it's got all kinds of stuff in it that will get you on the water catching fish really quick. And finally, the last gift that I want to talk about is something that I think is one of the most underrated advancements when it comes to fishing, and that is these Dri-Tech fishing shirts. What's cool about these shirts is not only do they protect you from the sun, they also extend your fishing time. Because they're more comfortable, you can actually stay out on the water longer. And before we had shirts like this, we were all out there in cotton t-shirts, and as soon as that sun came over that horizon, we're all sweating to death, and then all of a sudden we start getting sunburn. So when they came out with this Dri-Fit, this stuff is absolutely incredible. It feels really, really good when you're wearing it. The wind blows right through it, so it keeps you cooler longer, and also it protects you from the sun, so you can actually stay out there. So those all-day fishing trips are more of a possibility now than they ever were before. Now, these Dri-Tech fishing shirts make a great Christmas gift, and I am partial to the ones that are that we have at Salt Strong. This particular one that I'm wearing doesn't have a hoodie on it. It's just your standard neckline. I'll wear that with a neck gaiter instead, but we do have these available with a hoodie. Those are absolutely great. Now, I don't wear those because I got a little tiny head and it's just too big for me, but if you've got a normal size head or a big head, those hoodie ones are absolutely fantastic. So check those out. Those will be available at fishstrong.com. Now, that concludes the list of items for Christmas gifts for the angler and in your life. Now, here at Salt Strong, one of the things that we try to do is we want to get you on more fish in less time while saving you money. Now, we can actually save you money on all these gift ideas because our insiders actually get discount codes on all of this stuff. So you can get discount codes on the Ego landing net, on the Huck shoes and the rain gear, on the Stick It anchor pin, on the Danco pliers, all of the stuff that I talked about. We actually have discount codes for our insiders. Matter of fact, our discount codes are so good that you can actually save more money on the discount codes than what our membership actually cost. It is one of the great features that we have for being a member of the Insider Club. So just for fun and maybe to help out some people, in the comments down below, put down in there what you plan on giving the angler in your life a gift for this Christmas, and also what would you like to receive as a gift for Christmas. That'd be nice to know. Maybe that'll give you some ideas to buy something for someone else. And also here at Salt Strong, we actually have a whole department now that's dedicated to getting group discounts to our insider members. So if there is a specific product or a specific manufacturer that you would like to see group discounts on, put those down in the comments below and I'll make sure and get those to the right department. So as always, I appreciate you watching, and make sure and go to saltstrong.com/fishing tips for all the fishing tips that you need to become a more successful inshore angler, and make sure and go to fishstrong.com to get all the tackle that you need. And if you're new to Salt Strong, just know that we are the best online fishing club in America, where we guarantee that you'll catch more fish in less time, and we do this through premium education and our new app called Smart Fishing Spots. This app will actually show you where and when to fish, along with so much more. And our insiders get a huge discount on all the tackle that they need to become a successful inshore fisherman. And they make friends fast, or it's free. For more information, go to saltstrong.com, and until then, we hope to see you in the insider community soon.